Here we are, and here it is for another beautiful Sunday Sessions, your exclusive pregame show on the Buff Fan Base Network. Hi, everybody. My name's Swank. I'm 41 years old today, and I didn't know I was going to make it, but I'm so glad to be here with you guys. Right down below me is one of our best friends, Mr. Ryan Thomas of the Thomas Takes Sports podcast. RT, how's it going this morning?
It's going good, guys. It's a pleasure to be here once again. Another Sunday Sessions, another epic Bills game ahead.
Hell yeah.
And happy birthday, Swank.
Well, thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you. I didn't say it to say it like that, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Right next to me over here, my brother from another mother. He always tries to do this, and I always put my hand down too fast, and now he's going to leave me hanging, I think. That is Scooter Magooter. Scott, what do you got besides a glitchy video?
I know. I just saw that I glitched. Happy birthday, Swank.
Thanks,
Happy
buddy.
birthday. Big game. Can't wait for it. Just got done with flag football, rushed home. It's football all day Sunday. Can't wait for it. Finally, a 1:00 football game. Let's go.
Flag football. Did you win, or were the old guys winded, or what happened?
Us old guys, we have a hard time running back and forth when we're following the kids running down the field 40 yards. But the Mid Lakes Junior Eagles team got a pretty good team, and we got 30 kids on the team. So we're coming up big. We're coming up
that's
big
huge,
with numbers,
man.
so that's always exciting.
Yeah, I know after like our generation of kids like left, it seems like there was a big gap, and it's not just sports or football specifically, but I'm finding that with like music and stuff. We got kids that like help run sound, and those kids that are like coming up underneath, they're really interested in it, and there seemed to be a huge lull for like years, and I think that's kind of parallel to football. So that's cool to hear, man.
Swank, it was to the point, and I don't know about Lockport and all that, RT, but I mean, but they don't even have JV teams hardly anymore.
Yeah,
because of the downfall with football. So I don't know if it's the concussions, the CTE, people just not keeping their kids in sports in that particular one. But Mid Lakes is coming along. I think last year between CB and flag there was 90, and I think we're pushing those numbers this year. So
wow,
impressive,
awesome, man. That's awesome, guys. If you are new to this, we do a little pregame. We do our offensive, defensive side of the ball. Give you our little tidbits. The biggest thing is the inactives come out. That has happened right now. And I'm, I don't want to, stoked is the wrong word, but I think there's some good news hidden in between these lines. We're also sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Give them all your money. Del Reed and the gang got great things going on. You can get fresh threads. You can help a family in Western New York. You feel good about everything, everywhere. It's win, 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 win. Guys, you got the inactive list in front of you? You want me to read it to you?
Read it.
All right. Read it. You just want me to do. I'm going to get this one out of the way. Normal man on this list, number 48 linebacker, Adudafan Olufashiu. He's out. Taron Johnson, we knew that he was going to be out. Taylor Rapp is on this list. He's inactive and out today. Khalil Shakir, we knew he was going to be on this list. Will Clapp, he's a regular. Ed Oliver on this list. We knew that was coming in. And defensive tackle Austin Johnson, but that's it. You know a name I did not say.
Say it.
Mr. Bernard is not on this list. So
43.
Hey now, that's a little. Hey now, that's a little.
Hey now. That is awesome news.
Yeah, so we got one of them back. That's cool. We did have to sacrifice probably Josh's favorite wide receiver right now and one of the best defensive tackles in the game, but we got a linebacker back, so that's good news. RT, what do you think about this list? And while you explain, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm gonna run over to my beer fridge and grab a beer because it's my birthday.
Sure. So of course, partake in the beer activities for your birthday. With this inactive list, obviously, the wind was taken out of my sails a little bit when I did see that Khalil Shakir and Ed Oliver would be out for this. But there is that next man up mentality that Buffalo's been through this before. Offensively, they've definitely been through it defensively. So I feel like there is enough weapons on this team, offensively especially, to make up for the loss of Khalil Shakir. I think there's enough depth defensively on the D-line to make up for the inactive list of Ed Oliver being on that list. Guys need to step up. Dwayne Carter needs to step up big time today. Keon Coleman. Those are the two guys that my eyes are on in this game, two rookies that are going to have to show that they have major roles within this team, especially when they're willing to step up due to somebody being out. So it's obviously it sucks. It's only week 5 and there's some major, names on this list, but at the same time, everybody's going to go through it sooner or later in this league. Guys get hurt. It's just, it's not a soft sport. So guys are going to get hurt, and it is what it is.
I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, man. Carter. I think Carter could have a big step today. This is a huge opportunity for him. That was a great point. I mean, somebody we didn't talk about, and we didn't really even talk about on the K-Gun a lot. Von Miller, not going to be on the field as well. So, I think you're going to see accelerated reps for Epinesa and those kind of guys too. A couple of those dudes that we want to see. Right next to me over here, Scooter Magoo. What do you think, man? What you got going on with this list over here?
I mean, I'm with you both on this one. It is a game where the 2024 draft is going to have to prove its worth right away. Javon Solomon's going to come in. I think he's going to get a lot of reps. I think he's going to take over, put him in that spot, take over that Von Miller role. I think that's why they brought him in, to learn under him. He's a speedy pass rusher that does have a little bit of a bull rush, long arms, can reach around these guys. So I'm kind of excited about it. I mean, you obviously got to have a little bit of hesitance towards the confidence, but we draft the way we draft to make sure that we're okay if this kind of stuff happens. And again, with that leader and Terrell Bernard being in there, he'll get them all in the right spot. He will. He's always done it. And I with the 2 injuries that Houston's bringing to the table with both the running backs out, I think that's going to help us a little bit in the run game. So I'm okay with this. Tyrell Shavers, guys, he'll be making an appearance today. Ooh. So for those of you who are beating the table, beating the drum for him to make this roster, he'll be there today.
Hell yeah. I like that. I also like this, man. Patrick Hughes. Cole Bishop not on the list. There's another name from this draft class that the little bit of playing time he's gotten in, he got some garbage time plays, but he broke up a pass in the end zone. He seems to be doing okay. You're not hearing his name a lot being like, man, he doesn't seem to know what he's doing out there. Like we say, if we don't hear you, you're doing a good job. So that position you can get burned real quick. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm kind of excited to see more of him. That'd be interesting. Thank you guys so much for all the birthday wishes and all that stuff in the comments. You the best. We got 294 watching right now. We'll try to keep this show a tight 30 because we all got our traditions to get to, man. And speaking of which,
there you go. What do you got there, Swank?
I got Fiddlehead IPA. Actually, Scooter, when we went to that Houston game, they were doing tall boys of these in the stadium, and that might have been what put old Uncle Swank over the edge. Yeah, got too many of them. People kept bringing them and putting them in my hands. I don't know how they got there.
It's good luck for this Houston game. That's
exactly. Got to keep the traditions alive.
You won't have your arms hunched over 2 people making it back to the car to leave.
No.
Okay. Gotcha.
No. Hopefully not. I mean, I'm just going up the hill to my folks so I can roll back down here if I got to.
There you
go. Roll back down the hill. I like that. That was good.
Guys, offensively, what do we got to do here, RT? I mean, what's the game plan look like? Who do you want to see get featured? What's going on today?
To me, when I woke up this morning, first thing I did, walked into the kitchen. I used the dry erase board to, make my impact on the show, but I also use it to just kind of put motivational quotes and such. But this is more of a statement that I'm going to kind of put out here. I think this game means a lot to the rookie class. We kind of touched on it already. I think when there is someone out, it's an opportunity for somebody else. And it always seems like in the game of football, when you least expect a guy to show up, there is more to this game than just the Bills and the Texans. There is Josh Allen. There is Stephon Diggs. there's also the guy that they drafted in Keon Coleman. So I'm going to label this game as the welcome to the Keon Coleman show
Oh,
game. I think this is a game where they got to get Keon Coleman the ball. I've seen it. We've seen that everybody eats stuff, but I think that this is a secondary in Houston that can be tested, with guys that are physical. We've kind of seen it. The Texans, they're a great team, don't get me wrong, but I think that they've shown some vulnerabilities despite the offseason hype that they were given with all these new additions on offense. Their defense, I think, is shown front seven-wise they're pretty good, but they've also shown in the secondary that they're a little vulnerable. So I think Josh Allen has to test that. He has to test that with the guys that have the length, the size, whether it's Keon Coleman, Valdez Scantling, Dalton Kincaid. Those are the guys that I'm looking at in terms of stretching the field a little bit. That's where Buffalo was really short in their game plan against Baltimore. They just could not stretch the field. So I hope that they try to implement that a little bit today. Really let Josh Allen let it fly to the guys in Keon, MVS, and Dalton Kincaid.
I love that, man. And real quick before I shoot it to Scott, I would like to say, to piggyback on your take a little bit, the Bills and the Texans, like, we are not the same. The Texans have beat teams that they should have beat, but not handedly. There was some pretty close. Jacksonville, those first couple of weeks of games, like, yeah, they're coming into this with the same record here, but I don't think our wins are compatible at all. The Bills got beat pretty handedly by a team that is right up there.
Good team, yeah.
And the Texans got destroyed by Sam Darnold and the Vikings. And I don't know. There's something. I know everybody's hot with the Texans this year, and it is their exciting team. I see a little bit of a sophomore slump coming. I see a little bit of, maybe disarray in the locker room from a new player that they know. I just don't think that it's all together, and maybe they're not quite where they're going to be, So I don't know. I think that's interesting. I like that take. Scott, what do you got there? What do you think the offense has got to do to get it going this week?
Well, I'll piggyback off RT real quick, and the story is Josh Allen and Diggs, right? It's Keon Coleman is the silent factor. Keon Coleman's the replacement that they brought in. With the exit of Khalil Shakir because of his injury, we are blessed with the kind of offense that the Buffalo Bills brought in and ended with the last season. It's not a one-man show. It's not a wide receiver one, an X-back show. It is Josh is going to make the reads and give the ball to whoever's open. So luckily for the Buffalo Bills, we're put in a situation where if someone goes down, a man like Tyrell Shavers will come in. Or we can maybe put the stamp down and say, hey, this is why we got Keon Coleman, because he can go up and get the ball and finish games for us. Diggs is going to be on the other sideline. I think he's going to get cheered. I honestly think that Josh is going to give him a big hug. He is a good player. He was good here in Buffalo, but we had to move on. And I think the people that are going to help us move on are going to be the big difference maker today. And just let Josh be Josh is what I'm going to say, because that's the type of offense that they started last year with spreading the ball around, and there's no reason why they can't do it with this staff that we bring in today.
I like it.
But let James Cook. You got to get James Cook 15 plus carries. I'm just saying that. Touches.
I like it. I'm still on the James Cook in space. We're talking about this D-line being like one of their high points on defense. I think you got to get James out to the edge. You got to get him, you get some of this motion back, move the pocket a little bit, get Josh comfortable where he is so that you can get these other players comfortable where they're at. And I really think, like I said, James Cook at space outside. Let's do it. Let's get his hands shored back up with a little quick short passes, stuff like that. Otherwise, for me, man, I think I would love to see Keon come right out. I'd love to see the guy that we're paying put up some decent numbers today. I'd like to see Curtis Samuel get out there and do some stuff. MVS, he's had 8 passes maybe thrown his way this whole season. Not too many drops so far, so that's pretty good. Shavers is the guy for me though. I think Josh made it a point to talk about this dude in the offseason quite a bit, and I think they connected on more than a few. So he could be Shakir kind of guy for him today. I think like the replacement, maybe not the slot, but like just the replacement kind of guy that this secondary might not know what to do with. And if he, again, grasps his opportunity, it could really open things up down the field. So that's my take on
what
it.
I believe Shavers can bring to the table is we saw those back shoulder passes to Keon Coleman last week that Josh became comfortable with. Shavers can provide the same thing, 6'4", 215 pounds. He could do the same thing on the other side. So now read those safeties, whatever way they drift, get it to the one-on-one coverage to those big guys on the sidelines. I'm a fan of that.
Hell yeah. Well, and I think we all agree, right, that well, can we all agree for one that Houston's color rushes suck, like they're really bad?
The H stands for hideous. I posted that. Those are the most hideous jerseys I have ever seen.
So bad.
Honestly,
it's written in big red letters. RT's like, there it is. Jump on it.
Hideous. Yeah. Honestly, I think they would have been better off doing like a spinoff, like tribute to like the Oilers Texans, like some sort of hybrid. I even think Tennessee Titans fans that shifted from Houston to Tennessee would have had more respect for that than these like NFL Street 2002. They are terrible. Like those are the worst jerseys I've seen in a long while. Which
those Giants throwbacks or whatever they were, the alternates that they had, they were pretty bad. But this is like a kid made it on Madden, like back, like you're saying, like back in 05 or something. Like, look at this. My name's Henry. And I put an H on the helmet.
Submit it, Jimmy. They'll take it, and they do. You know what I mean? Just let Jimmy submit that. They don't lie on this.
They put it out.
Is that what they're wearing today?
Yeah.
Is that what they're wearing? Because the Bills are wearing all white, which I absolutely love.
I love the all white.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I saw it this morning. Like we're wearing our color rushes, and I was just like, ugh. Like their regular uniforms are pretty decent. Like I like their colors. It's like whatever, but like Jesus, those are bad, man.
See, I like the all red Texans jerseys with the red helmet. I like the red helmet.
Yeah, me too.
Sharp. I wish they wore it more often. But
see, this is controversial too, because either people love it or hate it, but I love the color rushes that we have. Like I love those all reds too. And I think red with the white pants would be cool.
It would pop. It would pop for sure.
So, guys, thanks so much for being in the comments. We got 353. We're going to switch to the defensive side of the ball real quick and then get to the score predictions. And, of course, I got a couple vids I got to show you. Let's go opposite way this time. Scooter Magoo, what do you think our defense has to do with all these injuries and everything and slowing down a high-powered offense with one of the best wide receiver in the NFL right now on the opposite side of the ball? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Tank Dell was questionable. He apparently is making this game. So they're coming in with Nico, Stefan, and Tank Dell, which is an impressive wide receiver group. I know I mentioned the running backs earlier with Damian Pierce and Joe Mixon being injured. We can't fall asleep on that because they have a really good running back in Cam Akers that's still back there that's produced for the Rams when he played for them. So we can't just focus on the passing offense, but we do need to figure out how to create pressure. We all know that that's where it starts with the Buffalo Bills defense. You go up top on points, and then you create pressure on the quarterback. We've done it in our 3 wins. It is fun watching this defense when Babich can go ahead and focus in on that kind of style defense. We need to do that. Don't let an 87-yard run right off the bat and us fall behind and start chasing things. Let the defense get the lead. Let us get the lead and let the defense have fun because we know it doesn't matter who's back there with all the injuries we've had. If our defense is holding a lead, they like to have a lot more fun and create a lot more. They're wreaking a lot more havoc for this offense. So take advantage of the injuries, but don't close your eyes on the fact that Cam Akers is their running back because he will hurt you still.
I like it, man. I like it. Good stout advice and takes from a flag football coach. You heard it here first, folks.
Hey, man, I sat down and put together a 300-plus playbook play that I got ready if anybody needs me to call plays for him.
Jack's head's exploding. He's like, come on, Dad.
It's like that meme of The Hangover where Alan goes to the casino and like all the and he's like that's awesome.
RT, what are you looking for out of this defense today, buddy?
Honestly, I feel like you look at last week and how the Bills are gonna fix what went wrong last week. The opponent is a completely different opponent. The Ravens compared to the Texans, how the Texans are going to want to attack Buffalo's defense, completely the opposite from what Baltimore really attacks everybody, and how they attack everybody. There's not many teams built like Baltimore, so it was really hard to stop that. With Houston's offense, I should say, they're going to want to get the ball to Stephon Diggs. They're going to want to get the ball to Nico Collins. They're going to want to get the ball to Tank Dell if he does suit up. Also, Dalton Schultz, who is a really underrated tight end and a guy that can get open and create yards after catch for sure. So this is a game where Buffalo's defense, I feel, actually matches up really well. From what I've seen in terms of passing defense outside of Baltimore, this secondary has actually impressed me despite the new changes that the secondary has undergone, whether it's Hamlin as a starting safety, Rapp is out. Somebody's going to have to definitely step up for him, whether it's Bishop or Lewis or whoever it may be. But Buffalo's secondary, Rasul Douglas has to be on his P's and Q's. Christian Benford, those are the guys that are going to dictate whether I think the Bills have a successful defensive day. And then you got the return of Terrell Bernard, who is, I think, one of the best coverage middle linebackers in the NFL. So those are the names that I think are going to have to be coverage savvy, coverage aware, because CJ Stroud can just step back. If he's given time, he can step back and pick you apart. And that's the other layer, that pressure here and there, forcing Stroud to roll out, forcing him to get out of his comfort zone to deliver the ball. That's always a necessary evil that the defense wants to bring. But I think coverage-wise is most important for this team. The Texans can spread everybody out. They got a lot of talent on the outside and inside, and Buffalo's got to be ready for it.
I like it, man. I think that's the ticket right there. I really haven't worried about our corners. Isn't that weird? How many seasons with like this defense and this era of McDermott, it's always been like, oh, what are we going to do at corner? Trey's hurt. Oh my God, blah, blah. But ever since they brought in Rasul last year and Ben, like the rival of Benford, like it's, I don't know, man. I just don't even think about it anymore. And really, has there been a play this year that they've gotten torched on, like a big passing play? And I can't think of anything.
And I think
as far as the corners go, I mean, the last game that we got beat, it was in the zone defense. Lamar Jackson was finding people in the zone, and it would have been the zone where the safety would have had to come up and cover it. So our corners are actually doing to RT's point, doing pretty well. They're actually doing really well. Top numbers as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I mean, they're impressive. So if any of those guys have to man up with someone, they're doing their job. It's hard with the linebackers that we've had to cover those deep zones when the safeties are so far back, and now you get that gap that's 15, 20 yards that they're just dropping them in. So Benford, guys, watch Benford today. I hate to go off on this, but we will be able to notice, and the NFL will have to take notice on how good Benford actually is when you see the difference in linebacker play when he's playing.
Yeah. And especially, last week, there were guys open with Baltimore, but you're not going to have Christian Benford covering Justice Hill. You're not going to have Rasul Douglas covering Isaiah Likely. Like there was just the matchups that were working were the inside or underneath matchups. Zay Flowers wasn't burning anybody deep. There was none of that. So the integrity of their defense is their secondary. It always has been, and I definitely think that their credit is definitely well deserved and due. But this is definitely a different matchup. To my point, I feel like this is the best crew of wide receivers that is arguably in the league right now in terms of 1, 2, and 3. And Buffalo's defense, though, you could say the same, in terms of their secondary. So I think it's going to be a really good matchup due to those two units on each side.
I think as much as they're going to want to maybe double Nico throughout the game, I think where you're at with Cam Lewis probably in that like slot corner position, you might want to throw him a little help there because Stephon Diggs can outjuke Cam Lewis. That's where I'm at. I don't think that's going to be that's not the matchup we want on our side. And that is absolutely where I think they're going to want to feed the ball all damn day. They're going to want to make a point for him for all of it and prove whatever point wants to be proven.
Sure.
So for me, if they can swing a little help that way, maybe and cut that off early, then you might have a better shot. Because I think the guys on the outside, even though we do a zone defense anyway, but like those two dudes on the outside, they got their shit covered. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about that guy and the statement it would make.
Well, just tell Cam Lewis, hey, do what you've been doing, or take the notes that you've been taking since you've come to Buffalo guarding Stephon Diggs the last 4 preseasons, because he's been there the whole time. So they're good buddies. They know each other's antics and their leans. So figure it out, Cam. You got a big duty today for sure.
And to Swank's point, I want to throw this out there. I dare anyone to watch. Remember when Diggs was on this team, the Buffalo Bills, that is, and how he was used. The Houston Texans, they're not using Stephon Diggs in ways that he's ever been used before.
Yeah.
He's almost as if he's their slot receiver right
That's
now.
it.
Because he's not wide receiver 1.
Right. So not only is he not the wide receiver 1, but he's older. He's not willing to do the things that he was doing and physically able to do the things he was doing 3-4 years ago. I'm not saying he's old, but in terms of what we started to see last year, he'd catch the ball, he'd go to the ground. Catch the ball, go to the ground. Nico Collins and Tank Dell, what are they, under 25? And he's over 30. So it's those are the yak guys, and he's more of the consistent catching, down and distance guy that you can rely on. And he's still a great receiver, but Buffalo's got to be aware of where he's at. Usually he's underneath with Houston, and that's where he's been very successful this season.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, man, I remember him getting dogged because he slid. You remember that? He was sliding after he caught passes, and I thought at the time, like, that's genius. Why don't more aging wide receivers? Why don't they do that? Sure. You know, like, give yourself up. If you know you're not going to get pass cut, do whatever. Like, give yourself up. Save yourself. You might get another season out of not taking those hits. You know, I mean, it makes it a more boring product for anybody that's watching that it's not your team, but also, like, it's smart play, I think, you know? So yeah, I for me, man, got to rattle Stroud's cage. I think you saw what happened when he gets frustrated. That Vikings game was a complete dismantling of this team. And I think he's still young. I think he's gotten a lot of praise, and a lot of it due. I'm still in the whole Josh Allen never even got a shot to, like, get this kind of praise from the national media, this kind of respect. You got Dable saying he would pick Stroud over Josh Allen on Hard Knocks.
I remember that.
You know,
I just laughed.
Yeah, man. Give me a break. You know,
the guy that's keeping Mac Jones as a quarterback. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like, yes, you that kind of stress and pressure, that has nothing to do with Stroud. It's just like that kind of stuff. We see what that can do to a team. We saw what it did to a team that, you know, we were supposed to go, and there was too much going on, too much hype, too much talk, amongst a ton of other factors, but it's not necessarily a good thing. And the sophomore slump is a real deal, man. Now they have a couple hard games here between the Vikings and us. And for my money, man, like, with injuries, we're still the tougher team to beat. So, I think you get in there, you rattle his cage, everybody stick to their assignment. You get some of these young guys, these hungry young guys that are looking for snaps, get them out there and just encourage them to make plays and stick to the schedule. And I think we'll be just fine.
Show us why we drafted you. Show us why we drafted you.
That's right. All right, guys. We got a couple vids here before score prediction. My good buddy, Mr. Corey Blaine, he came all the way up to Shortsville, New York last night to Reinvention, a place that we all know very well. The band was playing out there, and he popped in and gave me a little early birthday present. It was a can of SpaghettiOs.
Oh my God. That's great.
But yeah, man, it was great. Got to meet face to face, and just a great dude. And we hung out and had some beers and good times. And anyway, this is consecutively, I think, the third video from Corey. I haven't watched it yet. And after this, of course, we have Eli's Lockdown. So here's my boy Corey.
Well, guys, I think after last week, we got to take it a little bit more serious this week. So put on our Sunday best for this game, guys. You know what I'm saying? I think injuries are piling up a little bit. But you know what? I think we're going to be all right, guys. I think as long as everybody stays confident, stays strong, don't lose faith in this team. You know what? I think Eli told us last week best, didn't you, buddy? Didn't you say something last week? Didn't you go a little Hulk Hogan mode on us, buddy? Huh? I think so, right? I think we all need a little bit of Eli spirit, and we all got to get fired up for today, baby. Let's go. We're back. Come on, baby. Josh Allen. Oh,
Killer, dude.
Oh,
Oh
that was
boy,
great.
here
Here we
he
go.
goes.
I can't let him eat by himself, man. Like I said, those meatballs are at the top. Mm.
I'm still saving mine for the
Oh,
Niners
Bills, I'm
game.
with you, Corey.
That was a cool like Flavor Flav chicken wing
Yeah, man.
block
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was like, I gotta find one of those.
Corey's
That
got
was
the
pretty
flair,
sweet,
dude.
Yeah, that was some flair. That was some Nature Boy. Woo! Woo! That was great. That was
Eli's
great.
loving it, man. Uncle James says, "Does the kid have a video?" Well, you know, it's insane that you asked this, but of course. And I'll tell you what, man. This kid, he has the star power that we've been looking for at 24/7 Buff Fandemonium, dude. This kid posts his video. I think the second video he had Kyle Brandt is in the comments telling him he agrees with him. He does a shout out to William Matar last week. And well, I'll just let it speak for itself. Here you go, everybody. We're starting out score predictions with none other than our kid in the street, Eli, with Eli's winning lockdown. Here you go.
Welcome to Eli's Winning Lockdown. This Sunday at 1 p.m. Bills versus Texans. We also have a special guest here today, the one and only William Matar. Woo! Heard a car? Oh, where's the car?
444 44 44.
Alrighty.
So here's how it goes for the game. Josh needs to do Josh things, and so the defense can put some good pressure on CJ Stroud. 24-21. Now with 26 shirts, officially retired the Bills Mafia Day. Another shout out to 24/7 Bills Fandemonium for being my biggest inspiration and giving me the ability to do this. And as always, peace.
Love
That
it.
was great.
Dude,
Good job,
oh
Eli.
God, man. William Matar, dude. On a knee.
Whew.
Eli, you're killing it. You're killing it.
He
I'll
brought
say
William
this.
Matar to one knee with that take.
I
That
know,
was-
dude. I know. It was like basically I think William Matar got more from Eli than Eli got from William Matar in this one.
I would agree. I would agree. Yeah, he was electrified for sure.
Eli, that's so cool, man. I'm glad. We're super glad that we met you, and yeah, you're killing it, dude. You're doing great. Keep sending
Good
the
kid.
videos. Keep doing your thing. You know, you
Smart
got
kid.
yeah, absolutely, and 3-1 with his predictions. You know,
Oh, yeah.
so here you are, man. He's winning. He's winning the game. Let's see here. Let's start with our score predictions and get a little X factor, a little score prediction. Let's go with you first there, RT.
Score prediction. I think this is going to be one of the best tit for tat games of the year. I think this will be a solid 28-24 victory for the Buffalo Bills. It'll have a lot of ups and down, entertaining moments, but I think the Bills are going to come out with it due to the edge that Buffalo has. You guessed it, quarterback. And that means my X factor for this one is Josh Allen. Josh Allen, one guy said that Josh Allen is always the X factor, and I would agree. We saw that in the comments last week. But Josh Allen, I think, is going to show. He could have Stephon Diggs. He could have Keon Coleman. He could have whoever is willing to catch the football thrown from that golden arm of his, and he's going to do what he does best. He's going to move the chains, lead the Bills down the field, and be the best quarterback that the league has got to offer. So I think Josh Allen is going to put up a big statistical day, going over 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and a game of the week type player for this week. Josh Allen, number 17 for our Buffalo Bills. Let's go.
There you
Nice,
go.
dude. Nice. I like it. Scoot, what do you goot?
I like it. K-Gun report. Jared did say that too. 300 plus and 4 tutties. So the mindset's correct, guys. With the injuries, I still have the Bills winning. Obviously, I had 31 before. I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to go 27-21, make it a closer game. But my X factor for tonight's game is offensive and defensive coordinator mindset reset. We fell behind last week. We were struggling to come back. I think the defensive plays were based off of us struggling to figure out what the hell to do. We're going to reset and just figure out our game plan and stick to it. So Bobby Babich, mindset. Joe Brady, mindset, reset, and let's do it. Buffalo Bills.
I like it. I like it. Scoot, you went down a little bit. I'm going to go up, baby. I think Josh Allen got a little bit to prove this week. I like that take about J.A. coming in and doing his thing. So for me, man, I think I'm going to go 32. That's a good score. 32-24. How about we do that? A little bit of a shake-up. I think defense, man. Let's get a defensive score, maybe. How about that? Huh? How about one of them? For me, my X factor, somebody who we didn't talk about, who maybe the Texans are slightly overlooking as well, but Mr. Dalton Kincaid. How about getting the reps up a little bit, getting the catches and the targets up a little bit. This guy obviously can catch damn near anything that's thrown at him. That TD catch he caught was gnarly there. So let's go. Little Kincaid showing now that we don't have our boy in the slot, Mr. Shakir. We got Corey Blaine saying 28-21. Lots of love for Eli. Lou RQ 31-28. Josh Williams 38-17. Oh yeah. Eli said he got a box of like 500 pencils from William Matar. That's pretty awesome.
That's sweet.
You'll be set for a while.
Yep. Lori says it's going to be a nail biter. Yeah, man, I hope not. I hope it's a blowout. I just do. It's my birthday.
We want a blowout, but
blowout, dude.
We gotta be real, right? Lori's keeping it real,
We got the X, Y, and Z factor from our boy Eli in the streets. He says X factor Josh Allen, Y factor Spencer, Z factor Shakir. Yeah, Shakir is out today, buddy, but he would have been a nice factor in this game, I think.
Maybe he's an X factor on the side or a Z factor on the sideline.
Yeah, coaching him up.
Maybe he's coaching him up, showing
like
some motivation. He is the savvy, vet, only receiver there from last year.
Yeah, there you go.
Boys,
He's getting in,
see that.
digs his head from across the sideline. A little bit of this going on. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be easy to do. Easy.
All right, guys. What's that?
Easy getting in that guy's head.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, guys. It's 12:11. Went a little bit over. Appreciate all of you guys. 505 of you tuning in for the pregame show. We are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. You can catch all of our regular shows on the network. The K-Gun airs on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. And the Thomas Take Sports Podcast airs Wednesdays at also 8 p.m.
At 8 o'clock, yep.
Yes.
Same time slot. Yeah.
And you can catch us right here for Sunday sessions, hour and a half before kickoff, before every game. Usually, it's right here at 11:30 because this is a 1 o'clock game. But that is not the usual anymore because the Bills are great. So we gotta wait.
When you have Josh Allen, you're a prime time team. What can we say?
Oh, yeah.
So we got to be a prime time show.
I like
here
it.
And there.
Uncle Jane wants RT to do backup for EMD. A little singing.
Little backup vocal.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I've been privy to sing a song or two. My buddy Tom's band. We had some what did we do? We did some Soundgarden. We did a lot of different stuff a few years back. Yeah,
I can hear that, dude.
My girlfriend Tosh, she always says I should sing in a band. I'm like, if you give me enough Labatt Blue, maybe.
And just remember, the acoustics are a lot different than in the shower.
That's true. That's true.
It's I got a studio and I got a case of blue. So you just let me know, brother. Spare room.
We'll do it up.
All right, guys. We love you. Thanks so much for supporting us. Enjoy the game. Go Bills.
Oh yeah, go Bills.
Go Bills. Let's go Buffalo.
Go